My maternal grandmother died when I was 7, so almost 40 years ago, and she survived for about 20 years with it. Very early treatment back in the 60s, radiation, and the radiation was fairly aggressive, so it did actually burn and damage her heart during that time. But she survived for 20 years, and eventually, when she did die, which was early at 62, 63, it was from the complications of that. My mum's uncle, my maternal uncle, he passed away of breast cancer quite a while ago, which was a surprise to all of us because none of us in the family really knew about it at the time. And my own aunt, my mum's sister, is a 5-year survivor of breast cancer.
I had a clear mammogram in April last year and felt a lump in September, which I ignored, thinking I was imagining it because I'd had the clear mammogram. By December I was very aware of the lump and had gone to my doctor for a prescription and said, oh, by the way, could you check? I think I have a lump, and that was the week before Christmas.
Oh, as I said, it freaked me out because I was feeling a lump every time. Yeah, so...
So what was your regular pattern then for
2 years.
2 years.
And then when I turned 50, that's when my doctor recommended to go and have the combined ultrasound and mammogram.
Okay.
And in that, from there, they found a few lumps that were a bit sus, and then they sort of said, oh, let's go and fine needle these. They came back clear, but then there was sort of so many lumps, and then they referred me on to Lisa, who's the specialist breast surgeon. And Lisa's gone, I could be here all day fine needling these lumps because you've got so many, and through ultrasound, so that's when I went and had an MRI.
He got me in for an emergency ultrasound on the Friday, and they told me then that I needed a biopsy there and then because everything closes down over Christmas.
Yeah.
And I said, what's the chance of this just being a cyst? And was told that this definitely wasn't a cyst. And I got the results on the 23rd of December saying that it was ductal cell invasive cancer, grade 3 and triple positive.
I felt a lump in my right breast, and I just twigged it. I went, oh gosh, I better go and get that check. And it wasn't even on that side, it was on my left side. And as I said, my mammogram was clear.
Yeah.
And then I went straight from having a mammogram into having an ultrasound, and then I found out the next morning. We were just about to leave, and the surgery rang and said, can you come down straight away? And I went, no, we're going out. She's going, no, you have to come. And that's when I lost it then. I knew there was something wrong. I said, there's no way that they would, without an appointment. So I was very shaken up, very upset, and got in the car and, I just sort of thought, oh, okay, Walked in, and, my GP, who's absolutely amazing, just said, I'm sorry to tell you you've got breast cancer.
Really prevalent in society, and people don't talk about it enough because I'm always shocked when you come across people that go, my mum, my sister, me, the amount of women you meet that go, I'm a survivor.
So that was the decision. We had 24 hours to sort of think. At least sort of gave us a few other options, and I sort of said, no, I won't. I want them off. And I was quite comfortable with that decision, and that process was really quite easy. So from treatment then goes on what your diagnosis is. So then I had to go and see my oncologist, who then sits down and works out a program related to what my results were, histology was for that lump, because every cancer is different. So it works on size, grade and stage. Triple positives for me was they knew that it was an estrogen-based diagnosis, so my body was producing far too much estrogen. So then the size of it and the amount of chemo, and then I had to have another drug called Herceptin on top of the chemotherapy.
Where I wish I'd gone in September when I felt the lump, because the HER2 is aggressive. I started my chemotherapies literally 10 days after my operation and had 6 rounds of chemotherapy, and I have just had my 12th of 18 rounds of Herceptin, which is the miracle drug.
experience now, and talking about research and why we're raising money, this is for so many reasons. Years ago they used to just blast you with chemo and they had no control, they just tried to kill everything. It's just, China is never, it's just been one of those things, and I think it was when Olivia Newton-John all those years ago did that big walk, and it was a celebrity thing. I looked at it and I went, oh my gosh, I'd love to do that, because I'm scared of heights. I am really terrified of heights, and I'm, you know, like, a challenge for me is sort of going, well, oh my God, I'm going to do this. And you know how things sort of happen to you? Like, people come into your world and things come into your life for a reason.
And Di and Kathy are two amazing ladies who've really been a huge support. And now we're doing this walk, and that's going to be fantastic.
We've been good friends for 13 years, so when this opportunity came up to walk with her, absolutely jumped at it. Something that I've always wanted to do, and to show support for her as well.
Now that breast cancer is my journey, and I realise how important funding into research is. As I say, I'm on this miracle drug, Herceptin, without which my prognosis would be pretty dire. And China, the walk, it's a bucket list, it's a goal, it's get me back being fit. I'm doing it with a fabulous group of ladies and a fellow warrior, Di, and I think if we can raise awareness and if we can change that 1 in 8, find that 1 in 8 person who goes and has a mammogram, who goes and has an ultrasound, who becomes aware of their breasts and the importance of checking. If we can bring that awareness through our fundraising and our walk, get more people fundraising, I think that's what the journey is going to be all about.
your desire of actually raising money for China? What's your personal thing, what you want to do?
I think
Get out?
for me, I have done many things raising funds for various different cancers. The last big thing I did was the Rio Tinto Ride for Cancer, which is a 240k bike ride. And I did it entirely on my own with no support or no training team, and I raised a lot of money and managed to come in the top 200 out of over 2,000 cyclists. I was very proud of myself.
Yes.
But now that breast cancer is my journey, and I realise how important funding into research is. As I say, I'm on this miracle drug, Herceptin, without which my prognosis would be pretty dire. And China, the walk, it's a bucket list, it's a goal, it's get me back being fit. I'm doing it with a fabulous group of ladies and a fellow warrior, Di, and I think if we can raise awareness and if we can change that 1 in 8, find that 1 in 8 person who goes and has a mammogram, who goes and has an ultrasound, who becomes aware of their breasts and the importance of checking. If we can bring that awareness through our fundraising and our walk, get more people fundraising, I think that's what the journey is going to be all about. And at the end of it, we'll be firm friends.
Yes, you will.
Fellow warriors.
Well, thank you very much, Liv. I think we've gone through
I'm going to have